Hey everyone, Michael here at Byerly RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at RV generators. But before we do that, real quick, please just take a moment and make sure you've subscribed to the Byerly RV YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we upload new videos. If you have a motorhome, chances are it has a generator. And depending on the type of motorhome, that will dictate what type of generator is on board. For example, if your motorhome has a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis, you could have a propane generator or a small diesel generator. If your motorhome has a gas chassis and a gasoline engine, it probably has a gasoline generator. And if you've got a big diesel pusher, it probably has a big diesel generator. Most of these generators work similarly. If you have a gasoline or diesel generator, it's going to use the fuel out of the same fuel tank that the engine does. The generator will need at least a quarter of a tank of fuel to run, but don't worry because it can't run you out of gas at the same time. All generators have a certain amount of power available to them, and when we look inside the cover, you'll see that we have breakers out here because if we overload it, we'll need to reset those. The maintenance tends to be about the same as well. You'll need to come outside and run the generator at least once a month and run it for an hour or two if you can. That keeps fresh fuel in the carburetor and you know your generator is running properly. You'll need to change the oil and air filters at least once a year or more so depending on how often you use it. The generator can be started from inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle behind this maintenance panel. Let's take a look. The first thing here is your engine oil dipstick. This is very important because you need to check your oil before you use your generator. If you're using your generator every day, you need to check the oil in the generator every day just to make sure that it doesn't get too low. The air filter is right here. Here we've got the generator start and stop switch and your breakers right here. A generator has a certain amount of power they can put out. If you overload the generator, you'll pop that breaker and you'll have to come out here and reset it. So in other words, if you're inside and the generator is running and you're not getting power, come out and check your breaker. When you go to start your generator, you're going to need to hold down the stop button and hold it down for about 10 seconds. And what's happening is the fuel pump is priming the carburetor because if it's been a while, there's no fuel in it. Then after you've done that, press start and the generator should start. If it doesn't, try that process again. A few things to note with RV generators. Not all of them are going to look like this. Some may look like this, some may look like this, or this. But they all basically function the same way. Some generators are going to be able to work on more than one type of fuel and will have a fuel selection switch like this one right here. Some generators may have dedicated reset and priming buttons as opposed to holding down the stop function. It really just depends on the maker of the generator. So it's important to read about the type of generator that is on board your RV. And that about covers the basics of your RV generator. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it and make sure you subscribe to the Byerly RV YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.